Yo, I gotta turn the backlight on. That's crazy. It's not even like the sun is just gone. It's blue skies out, baby. I gotta have my fucking lights on. This guy fucking streams so fucking true. We're back. We're back. I'm actually really fucking pumped. I missed this shit. What the fuck is up? If you're here for Orc, those streams got bumped to next month. Have I heard of the game Blueprints? Yes. I am considering playing it on stream. But I kind of don't want to commit until we finish the Orc playthrough. But we're not doing the entirety of Oblivion or anything. We will be doing the main story, but... Yeah. It definitely is a game I'm interested in. So look forward to that if you want to watch some of that puzzly goodness. But like I said, that's gonna wait because I don't want to leave Oblivion out in the open. I'd like to finish that. But I kind of want to, the idea is to have it sort of more consistent. That way I can like keep following a storyline and I'm not like constantly breaking it up for a bunch of streams. So that's what June's for. Like, oh, happy birthday! Happy birthday, Lego. Do you feel old now? Is your back hurting? It is true. It is true. I do have to separate Orc. I gotta go in the files and change his name. Because the AI is sad. It's really funny because they released like a concept skin that was very much poking fun at AI. I also think it's kind of shifty that the estate, like I'm aware that it has been said, it's been reported a bunch that James Earl Jones said that he would be fine with his voice being used via AI for Darth Vader. But I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me. Did sleep wrong though? Your joints are not liking you? Oh, I got you. Well, it's either your back or your joints, so that's how it goes, right? Also, hello Turkey and welcome in. We have all the goats in here today. Just maybe a hot take? Give me your hot take. We'll discuss. Yes, I agree. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure Jedi Fallen Order had a really good Darth Vader voice actor. And he sounded great and gave a really, really good performance in the clip that I saw. And I agree. It also just feels a little shifty that like, because James Earl Jones's estate is not the first one that is like licensed out some stuff. I think I saw something about like, what's his face? Orson Welles. The estate of Orson Welles is like utilizing his voice for AI and stuff. Doesn't even really need to sound like an impression, just angry and somewhat robotic. Yeah. I can get behind that for sure. Like, I definitely think his performance, James Earl Jones specifically, his performance is fantastic, and he will be missed. But it sort of sets precedent for as an aspiring voice actor, it's kind of like I'm staring at the abyss, just seeing AI come in and everybody be like, "Ah, yes, we'll just use this person's iconic voice as an AI," and it's like there are plenty of talented voice actors out there. Same thing goes for Mark Hamill. They found an actor that looks like him, and they defect him. Yeah, that made me really, really sad. Because as soon as I saw all the stuff off of it, I was like, or like they pulled the deepfake off, and it was just the stunt man with the dots on his face. I was like, wait, that's just Luke. They literally found an actor that looks like him. And I would much prefer recasting, you know? I personally think that Solo is incredibly underrated. It's not the greatest Star Wars movie ever, but I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with it. And I think the actor that they got for Han is fantastic. I know he's in some stuff coming up here. Obviously, Donald Glover as Lando is fantastic. Yeah. And that's really all you need, you know? It's like, it's kind of how I feel about a lot of, like, the DC actors and whatnot. Like, we're so used to seeing a new actor's take on Batman or Superman, you know? And I wish that we brought that energy with a lot of the legacy characters for these franchises, like Star Wars, like Marvel. I've been saying that Solo's actually good. Yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed it when I went to go see it. I think it's criminally underrated, and I wish it did better. Box office wise, but it was unfortunately killed by, the previous sequel trilogy movie. I think it was like what, 8? Disney separated from our legacy characters. It's the same continuity. Yeah, which sucks. Star Wars is really weird to me because it's a galaxy. It's massive. Why are we still doing shit with the Skywalkers? I want the first season of Mandalorian was so good because it felt refreshing. It felt like a Monster of the Week type of series, Once they kind of locked down an actual narrative for like whatever grand thing we have cooking, it was like, okay. You were able to watch Skeleton Crew in a single day. You loved it. No Tatooine. Hell yes. Skeleton Crew looked like a lot of fun. And I will. If you're able to knock it out in a day, I might scoop that up this weekend. Although I do have plans to watch GTO. Drew Law killed it. I figured he would. I'm glad that there was a lot of, at least for the marketing I had seen, it was like a lot of 8 hours. Okay, that's doable. A lot of the marketing they had aliens. I want more aliens. Very Treasure Planet. Oh, hell yeah. Love Treasure Planet. Alien is a main character? Yes. That's something I've always liked about Star Wars, is having the aliens, and obviously the droids, but you know, I feel like we get a lot more droid representation than we do aliens. Neil's an elephant creature. Yes, that's awesome. I love that. It's honestly solely because of I think Star Wars uh, does whatever whatever company they have working on like their puppets and their animatronics. Anytime they do practical stuff, it always makes me feel super excited and happy about it. SM-33 is the droid. He's great. He's got a peg leg. Deserved. That's so much character. Yeah, I've been pretty removed from Star Wars as of late. I tried to watch Andor, and the only reason I stopped is because I was watching it with my folks. But I liked the first couple of episodes that we watched. I hear season 2 is good. And it has definitely made me completely I remember when I had watched Rogue One the first time and I hated it, and I've completely come around for that movie. I'm going to the second and last episode with SM-33's Pure Gold. Gotcha. Okay. So I was about to say it's what, Neil in SM-33? That's good. I love that. We need more either super awesome or super silly moments with the droids. That is my decree. That is the vibe. Where was I? Yep. Nope. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. I haven't really been doing too much. Frankly, Star Wars needs to find its whimsy again. Yeah, I can get behind that for sure. Because it seems to have gotten really good for its political thriller with Andor. Sequel trilogy has Marvel humor but no whimsy. Yeah. I think if they lean more like the prequels set a very good tone for some of the whimsy, especially in a lot of the outtakes. I'll see like clips of people like, here's a bunch of outtakes, and I'm like, this is awesome. Yeah. Needs to be more fantasy. And our slaps, yeah. I figured it did. I've heard nothing but good things. But I feel like, you can have like Andor and something whimsical like Skeleton Crew can exist in the same. Yep. Yeah, I agree. I don't think we need like 15 Andors. Star Wars is allowed to be like serious and thought provoking, but it could also just be fun. I do still stand by Star Wars Noir will go crazy. There's the sun. Exactly. Like, I genuinely think you're on the money. We need to get you in there now. Yo! Oh, excuse me. CJ, what the helly? Thank you for 11 months. Welcome in. We're just chatting about how Star Wars needs more whimsy. How you doing? Have you been streaming this week? If you have, I missed them and I'm sorry. I'm a square. But this is what the VODs are for. Lazy maxing, that's a big mood. That's a big mood. Got to get back with it. You do. Consistency is the most important thing. That's what I found out. Like, taking these week breaks to do work is helpful because, you know, I need the money, but it also kills all my momentum. And funny because Jude Law did a short film for one of his cousin's husbands. It was a sci-fi noir. Who's that one you always see as the lead of a Star Wars noir? Mm-hmm. I can get behind that. Yeah. Yeah. So you gotta peg somebody different. He's Galactic Pirate Jodna Wood. What a guy. I mean, I guess if he's open to having makeup, make him an alien. Make him an alien. Alien protag. Is an ambiguous fate. Yeah, Jet's fate is... It's something else. I watched a video essay that talked a lot about Avatar: The Last Airbender. It was really interesting. It was essentially how, like, what is it? Like, twist villains or whatever. Morally gray, I think, is what it was. Is operating, like, you'll have a bunch of characters that operate in some sort of, like, morally gray area where it's like you can see why they're doing what they're doing, and then they'll make a pivot and now they're super evil for just the sake of it, you know? And it happens with, like, all the villains that isn't Zuko. It was a cool watch. An interesting analysis. So I was the most comically evil motherfucker. Mm-hmm. I think morally gray villains are very in vogue right now, which is funny because the real world, we've developed the opposite perspective on our villains. Yes! Like, we just have, like, cartoon villains in real life now. And I'm like, damn, okay. This is great. No, yeah. Literally just a bunch of Lex Luthors. Speaking of Lex Luthor, I'm very excited to see Nicholas Holt's portrayal. I think this new Superman may make a lot of people really uncomfortable. I hope it does. It's going to be a really good test for the DCU. This is like the big thing. The two movies that are really riding for comic book movies right now are definitely Superman and the Fantastic Four. If both of them do well, we'll probably see, ideally, a resurgence of good comic book movies. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. And a lot less of the quote-unquote superhero fatigue. Because it's not really that we're tired of superheroes. I'm sure that there are people who are. But it's more that we're tired of these slop stories, you know? It might actually reflect the real world very accurately. I think it will. Because so far, just off the trailer, we've got, like, Maximilian, I think it's Maximilian. Maximilian Lord is like effectively owns a Justice League type group. So we've got like corporate interests with superheroes, which is always a fun little topic, you know. And the fact that Clark is getting angry about not being able to save people, it's good. It's good. I'm very hopeful for it. I definitely, I know I talked about it earlier this year when my mom and I finished Smallville, but I've been Superman pilled again. And I really think that I really, really hope, rather, that this Superman does really, really good. And then, obviously, like, I've liked literally every single one of James Gunn's comic book movies. And his show, Peacemaker's Gas. So, I feel confident, but, you know, also, it's, like, this is Superman, you know? It's not, like, a bunch of D-list supervillains. Or, I don't even think the Guardians were very popular when he picked them up. And now they're, like, one of the best. You think the rise of shonen in the West says that we're not sick of heroes? Yeah, I mean, My Hero is incredibly popular as well, you know? Literally a literal superhero manga, you know? Sick of dog shit writing with the same recycled characters? 100%. 100%. And that's why something like Thunderbolts, I was going into Thunderbolts not really expecting it to be crazy, and I really enjoyed it. To the point where I remember I was messaging my best friend, I was like, hey, I kind of want to see that movie again. And I don't think I've done that since one of the Spider-Man films. Something with Demon Slayer outsells the entire industry, yeah. And there's also another piece to that, in that comic books themselves are really inaccessible, and that's a really big problem. And that's not going to be fixed anytime soon, sadly. It's not like highbrow literature, but it's an interesting story in a new universe. See when they break out a weird fucker from the vaults. Yes, Fru, I'm here. What's up? Can't watch Thunderbolts because of Florence Pugh and David Harbour's accents. Understandable. Understandable. It's definitely played up a bit. I think David Harbour's is to me more fake. I think there are some moments where Florence Pugh's works. How you doing, Fru? What's up? I know. I'm finally here. Hopefully we'll be back in June. I'm planning some sporadic streams next week in accordance with my work schedule. But then June I'm pretty free, so I'll be here. Yeah, of course you got a diamond. I was going through and I was like, hey, I should VIP some people. Or whatever the fuck it is. I think it's VIP, yeah. I was like, oh yeah, you're here all the time. Get yourself a diamond. Yeah, exactly. Former Columbia Poli-Sci professor, random professor, literally will watch Star Wars Rebels on his laptop in class. Highbrow is so fake. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he's over here watching Star Wars Rebels, which is even more for babies than Clone Wars is. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, I've seen a lot of people that are like, yeah, Star Wars Rebels is actually good. You just have to remember, is like, it is in fact a show for kids. Because I'm pretty sure the demographic is younger than the Clone Wars was, just a little bit. But also, I have a lot of nostalgia towards the Clone Wars, so. Because I was like the leading scholar in poli-sci during his time at Princeton. Damn, I love that. I love that so much. The stories are pretty close in age? Cool. Okay. I'm cool with that. Tone's generally lighter, yeah. I do think that's good though, because like I feel like a lot of people baby children a little bit too much. Like there's definitely um enough reason for them to like be able to understand and get what's happening in a show like Star Wars Rebels and whatnot, you know. It doesn't have to be Coco Melon iPad baby shit all the time. Pursuit of a father, son, and daughter story arc in Clone Wars? Cool. Fuck Coco Melon? Yeah. Miss Rachel stays winning? So fucking true. Shout out Miss Rachel. I'm glad that Sesame Street was able to find some funding. I was a little scared about it being on Netflix, but it sounds like they're still going to be public access. More good educational stuff. Netflix is so based for the Sesame Street treatment. Yeah, and normally Netflix has been missing a lot lately. So this is the one win I will give them. Oh my god, man from Nar! Everyone's here. Gang's all here. Didn't know how to enter? You can enter screaming. That's fine. Yeah, that works. I'm here for it. You could do that, or you could just be like, sup. You know. We're chilling. It'll also air on Netflix as it comes out. And I think that's good. I think that's good because I have been sort of questioning why I would want a Netflix subscription as of late, because anytime I watch something that I really like, they cancel it. And so at least if I was to be an individual with children, it would at least be worth it for Sesame Street and stuff like that, because I know they have other kid shows on there too. This is great. Shout out to Bleak Occasions. my my roommate does the veto whenever I'm peeing. Or he'll give me a freak. I do feel like if somebody were to knock really loudly and yell that, I would I would probably pee everywhere but the toilet. I am very easily frightened. It does not take much. Watch season 2 of White Lotus. Could not take Michael Imperioli seriously. Yeah. Yeah. I can understand that. Is it 3 or 4 seasons now? Because I know the most recent one had the GOG. 3? Cool. It's either Quiet Quick 1, 2, 3 versus Both Fists Rapidly, then a Hello. Nice. 3 as Walton? Yes. Yeah, I usually, whenever I'm knocking, I mean, nowadays I be like super knocking because for my job I have to. I don't want to like open the door and see some naked people. So it's like I've gotten in the habit of like 2 very abrupt, loud, like relatively loud knocks, and then opening the door and being like, cleaning, you know. Very good habit to get into. I've only seen season 1 of White Lotus. But I am not opposed to going and watching 2 and 3. Supposedly a hot take. I'm ready. Season 1 was vastly better than 2. I could believe that. I can see that happening. I always feel like season 2s are in a really funky spot, you know? Unless season 1 was just abysmal and there's a lot of room to like upgrade or and improve. I don't think that's something that closes the gap. Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. But there's always a lot of stuff. Like, I do still stand by, for everything that Stranger Things made me feel with Eddie, I do wish that it stopped at season 1. Or went with the initial plan and made it an anthological series. Oh, shit, I gotta see if fucking Love, Death, and Robots is out. I think it is. Oh my god, it came out fucking several days ago. Oh, I know what I'm doing this weekend. Ooh, baby. Chad, if you guys like animation and sci-fi, it's not always horror, but that is a general idea, is that it's horror. I highly recommend trying Love, Death, and Robots. They're usually little bite-sized episodes, and they're fantastic. I think season 1 being in Hawaii was a perfect slap in the face to really bring the whole privileged rich person thing. Yeah. Yeah. I would agree. All hail the crab? All hail the crab. Exactly. There's so many good episodes, too. I recently, because I was sort of prepping for the new season, I think the last time I was out watching the farm, I watched Kill Team 666, I think is what it is, which is really, that one's always really fun because it's a bunch of like, oh dude, it's so fun. It's a bunch of like comical military men and they're like they're like sent in, they're like, you gotta go into the fucking wilderness and check on these dudes, and they're like, you know, the most stereotypical, like, what you would expect of a caricature of a military guy. Lots of testosterone, using big weapons and shit, you know. And they have to go and kill a robotic bear that has malfunctioned and just starts wiping out the countryside. I think it might be in Siberia. It's a lot of fun. And I highly recommend that. The Crab is great. There's a really good one about space. It's in season 1. A lot of them are about space, so that's not very descriptive. But it's in season 1, and it has the last 5 seconds of it made me go, oh my god. Doing linear algebra, guess we'll throw on the new Love, Death, and Robots. Yeah, let me know how it is. Highly recommend it. I will say, my favorite episode ever, which it made me... every time I watch it, I've seen it like 3 or 4 times now, is Zima Blue. It is one of the most visually stunning things that wasn't like The Witness or Jabaro. I think it was called Jabaro. From season 1 and 3, respectively. Yeah, Zima Blue is fantastic. Highly recommend Zima Blue. It almost, to me, visually seems like it's also a tribute, in a way, to Grace Jones. So very good stuff. It made me cry. Get so many military guy videos on Instagram. They're all the most aggravating nerds or classic self-loathing alpha guys. Alpha gays you've seen. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's normally how it is. The visual man, it got you thinking by the end. Yeah. Yeah. It's a great one. They're all good, though. I don't think there was a single episode of Love, Death, and Robots I haven't liked. The Crab is great if you're, like, really into Eldritch Horror. That's a good one to get people into Love, Death, and Robots. Hail the Crab. There's also a really fun one about a giant. That one's a bit more philosophical, though. Kind of like Zima Blue. Sunny's Edge was the first episode, because the way, I don't know if they stuck with it, but I know Love, Death, and Robots was, because it's an anthology, they actually did some weird stuff with the algorithm, so everybody's first, like, the order of the episodes were always going to be different, depending on what you may or may not like, I think. I don't know if, I remember reading that, I don't know if it actually happened. Sunny's Edge is really fun. Wonder if the crab lives where poor Kim got sent. I would say yes. The crab is absolutely in the water world. We were talking about it in the car. I think that is literally just Atlantis, like straight up. Yeah. Look at the Almost Comedy with the 3 robots. I love 3 robots. Three robots is great. You got a tall tale since you got into a new game? Yeah. Lay it on me. And the apocalyptic card? Yeah. It's good. And the sequel to it is great too. Yes, I am looking forward to Love, Death, and Robots. It's something I hope that they keep doing. Did anybody watch Secret Level? It was on Amazon Prime. It was made by some of the same showrunners, I think. I don't know. It has some relation to Love, Death, and Robots. And obviously the only main thing is that it's an animated series that is an anthology. But it was all video game stuff. I wonder how that did. I've been seeing Keanu Reeves blow up a guy's head in an Armored Core mech with an Armored Core mech finger. Awesome. That's what I love. I wanted to watch that one predominantly because Armored Core 6 was great. And I kind of wanted to see what the Pac-Man one was. Yeah, Concord had an episode. I did want to watch that one too, just because Concord is... It's such a big joke. And you know that episode was gonna, like, it was supposed to help propel Concord and everything, or they were probably gonna tie it into whatever the fuck they were doing. Yeah. It flopping in like 15 days was hilarious. I know they had a Warhammer 40k one, but I'm more of a Warhammer Fantasy guy than I am 40k. I don't even think it took 15 days. Yeah, I thought it was like just over 2 weeks. So ready for Marathon to do the same, especially with this fucking shit like ripping off in at least one, but potentially several artists just straight up is crazy. I really for me the only thing that Marathon had going for it was its visual style, because I don't do extraction shooters. And now that that's been tainted, I'm like, new game is a fully functional DayZ. No zombie is just PvPvE with scavs. Yeah, I remember you mentioning Dead Side. Playing for the last 2 months? Hell yes. I think 2 months is a good little taster for games like that. Marathon might not even come out. Yeah. Which blows for all the people working on it, but also like, what happens when you steal art? Stolen art, crusty ass genre. Holy shit! Stop making shooters, devs. I'm begging. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Marathon was a shooter. Because this is obviously, Marathon was a franchise. It is the reason we have Halo. Actually, I think I have them. I was able to find them. And I meant to run through some of Marathon on my own time. But I do agree. I think especially with the success of Like a Dragon, both 7 and 8, Infinite Wealth, and this Claire obscure Expedition 33, people are starting to realize turn-based is the way to go. I'm just saying. I'm feeling vindicated as of late. AAA video crash can't come fast enough. Yeah, I agree. It's so good. I know. Alluded to the gills. Had too much smoke grenades. As a prank, you place them at the door of your neighbor's base. Didn't expect him to get back and had a good laugh. Nice. Oh, he got you back. Yes, that's awesome. Should play it. It's a fun watch. Yeah, I'll consider it. It looks like a lot of fun. And I think it's awesome that the guy that everybody keeps calling Robert Pattinson is voiced by Charlie Cox. And I hope he gets recognized as, because I've heard that he does a good job as a voice actor, and I hope that is an avenue that he's able to do, because Daredevil has made him lose several roles. He's gone on record and said he lost some like big audition because he was straight up not making eye contact with the people during the read, because he spent so many years as Daredevil, being blind. Is very convincing. And I hope he's able to take the Mark Hamill route and become a really well-known voice actor. Because, I personally think, as much as I love Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker, I think he's a fantastic Joker. Ricky Bobby 420? Hell yes. That's good. I love that. I was about to say, you ain't first or last, baby. That's crazy. You've liked his performance thus far? Yeah, he's done a good job. But I am definitely a Charlie Cox truther. That man really understands Daredevil. So Marathon was a poorly conceptualized product. You can't treat extraction shooters like battle royales because there's a literal investment into every run in an extraction shooter. Exactly. In a battle royale, if you die, you just reset. In extraction shooters, your entire fucking 3 months could be ruined. Yeah, and that's supposed to be the big difference, right? Gotta find Dale Earnhardt Jr. now? Yes, you do. And I think trying to fuse them together is very strange. From what I've seen, of course, this was from Twitter, so I could be wrong. Take these with a grain of salt. Apparently it was like an exec thing. Executives were like, you have to make it an extraction shooter. We have to capitalize on the success of Hunt and Tarkov. That stuff I'm adding. But I did hear that it, like, some exec flipped it and were like, you need to make an extraction shooter. Which sucks. Because that literally killed it for me. I was like, when they showed the trailer, I was like, okay, no gameplay, sure, whatever. This visually looks amazing. And then they were like, Marathon, extraction shooter. I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean you're wasting this on an extraction shooter? Ah! Doesn't change because you made stuff more convenient. You can get in faster. Just turns into a slot machine. Yeah. Marathon should have been Titanfall 3. Yeah. I can absolutely get behind that. I think Marathon, if Marathon had like a Titanfall sort of vibe. I don't know much about if Marathon could have been like mechs. But I think like an arena, not an arena shooter. That's not what I meant. But like what? I guess Titanfall was sort of arena-esque. But when you think of arena shooter, you think like Quake. But like 12v12 on a little map, I think would have been great. Hope for Titanfall 3 will never die. Dog, did you not see? Did you not see it got fucking axed? I mean, crazy movement? Yes. Okay. I agree. I do agree it should have been a movement-based game. Oh, you know? Yeah, I was like, I don't, like it's over now. Like, it was in the process of being worked and it got cooked. It's like, and it sucks. But Apex makes too much money. Literally, we're in Titanfall extraction shooter and got canceled. Yeah. Cook genre, beyond cooked. Yeah, exactly. Battlefront 3 is where your FPS hopes and dreams lie. I can get behind that. Titanfall 3 Apex Legends is what they were making. Exactly. Really just want a Star Wars multiplayer FPS? I agree. Want to hear the blasters? Yeah. That in playing this most recent Fortnite season that's been like my vibe. It reminded me how much I just need more Battlefront. Good soldiers follow orders. I like it really does feel like it. Obviously, it's still Fortnite, so you get the battle royale aspect, but. Unfortunately, Dicey is about to royally fuck up Battlefield. Yes, they are. Yep. Yeah. Unfortunately. Yeah. Exactly. And it sucks. Like, I know CJ up in here will feel vindicated at the death of shooters. But it is definitely something that is, to me, sad to see. There's just a decline, you know? Unless they sell out the IP or if it ripped from them by Disney Lucas Games. That's true. But even then, like, I don't even know if they'd want to do anything with it. Vision Heartlands, how do I wish you weren't unfortunate to be made by Ubisoft and thus can't? Yep. I'd love to see more third-person shooters. More Expedition 33's plea, want good single-player games? I mean, hell, honestly, there is a lot to be said for single-player shooters as well. I'm not biased against shooters, and I understand that. I am very pumped for Death Stranding. The market is so oversaturated, yes. And that's why it's like you also have to like really feel out You know, like single player shooters. We've got Doom, the Dark Ages. You know, so it's like you're allowed to be bad, right? It's not really a team based game. Technically, Death Stranding's a shooter now. I mean, not that the first one technically wasn't. Although you really shouldn't be killing people in that game. 2 is definitely going to be a third-person shooter for sure. Obviously, we get a COD every, 6 months? Four major competitive shooters, 5 including COD. I forgot. COD's just a mainstay. Because we've got Counter-Strike, Valo. Is Overwatch still around? Competitively? Too many COD games? Favorite shooters, Fallout? Hey, man. And Rivals. Okay. So we have two hero shooters. And then we got 2 Counter-Strikes. Yeah, you're right. I forgot Valo's technically a hero shooter. Counter-Strike, but if it was it's not a CS competitor anymore? Oh, good to know. I wasn't sure if they were still going for that. Because I know that was the initial sort of thing with the map design. Because they poached a couple Counter-Strike map devs. They say that, but they're not. Way too many? Yeah. Lifespan for COD is 6 months? Yeah. That's my least favorite thing about it. And, like, if I'm trying to buy an older version of COD to play Howdy with the boys, I can't. Because it's, like, at least fucking $20. Also, fuck Activision Blizzard. Say that they are, but they do everything in their power not to be. Yeah. And I know, from my general understanding with Valorant, is that they were originally going to be like, yeah, we're not going to have a character whose abilities are all bombs. And now a lot of them are the roster, because I know they had Raze, the one character that was their whole thing. And now all of them just are similar. Roof Gun Game? Yeah. I could have swore reading something that Gun Game is actually back. Like they're doing, I don't know if it's in Counter-Strike 2 or if it's going to be a separate download, but they're bringing back like Arms Race and stuff like that in something separate. Battlefield's a hero shooter now. Wish to leave the planet. Yeah, that was a big mistake. I know it doesn't have to be anymore, but because that was like a really, really big complaint for everybody. But I do think it's really funny. $20 for old CODs of Steel, bro. They never drop in price. Black Ops 1 still costs $80. Yeah, I was more so saying on sale. But like I want to buy like a really old COD, you know, for like $5, and I can't. Remember a third-party gun game? Interesting. I would love for us to play Strafe that, but it's only 1v1s. Also, Gondor being killed, you know. Can't do much about that. Characters in Valorant were not supposed to do significant damage. Legacy CS game that's coming out. Yes, okay, yeah, you did send it. Yeah. Handles like CS Source, but with new graphics, and I'm cool with that. Sunsetting CSGO is such an L. I agree. Chant, if you want to continue yapping with me ad-free, consider subscribing. You can do so for $6 a month or for free with Twitch Prime. If you're on Twitch a lot, get Twitch Turbo. You know the drill. Buy old COD, then play fan-made mod until YouTubers rent it out and it gets DMCA'd. The struggle. At least we had the Master Chief Collection. That one was solid. I still think about the Master Chief Collection. Don't want to divide the player base. Hundreds of thousands, I think it'd be fine. Yeah. Exactly. What is Delinky? Delinky. Yep. This is it. This is it. This is what you sent. Yes, 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 yes. Very, very, very much looking forward to this. Because source is good. Unless, is it 1.7? I like the pool map. That looks good. Yeah, I would fuck up CS Legacy for sure. Do they have it on the store page yet? They do not. That's fine. Midnight Madness. What do we know about Midnight Madness? Okay, apparently it's a movie. Apparently it's a bus company. Okay. And that was helpful. Let's do devs. Okay. I got nothing. Because we got Steam. Midnight Madness, I'm assuming, is the third party that's been scooped up to, like, work with it. Kind of like, oh, sorry. Sorry, chat. Random audio jump scare. Source is 1.6, but updated graphics. Got you. So that's why somebody was saying 1.7. Literally watched by Activision employees for fan feedback. Yep. DMCAing sucks. Like, I understand from the certain safety precautions and things like that, and it is helpful, but also I find it a tool that is used offensively and aggressively way too much. Every new Counter-Strike is just new graphics? Yes. Game, I assume the game has pretty much been the same. Master Chief Collection is good. Wish it didn't crush the colors. Agreed. Agreed. Yeah. Yeah. It does have a different look. Always much more vibrant alien, yeah. And I think that is like a another Midnight Madness bus. No, walk. So true. Yeah. I think that's just a general nature of art at the moment, though. Lots of like, even it's been this way for several years now. We've seen a lot of desaturation, you know, within film, design, games, which is kind of an interesting pivot. Like, I remember I was seeing the Fantastic Four model that they have. I don't remember if it was leaked or not, so I'm not gonna show it or anything, but for Galactus. And it looks great, just really desaturated, which is fine. Because at least the Fantastic Four have a nice vibrant blue to them. It's not the greatest thing in the world. I wish he had more, like, the purple and the blue was a little bit more distinct. But it's not the worst thing ever. Unlike an entire movie being like that. Looking at you, Wicked. Film looks terrible because it's all CGI now. They don't care about framing and lighting. It's easier to capture the flattest possible footage for fixing in post. Mm-hmm. All looks more dull as a result. Agreed. And which is, again, why I think Thunderbolts was really refreshing. Because aside from it being like a story about a bunch of fuck-ups, a lot of the sets and effects were practical. Even like for some of the mind-bendy, trippy shit. I don't think a lot of it was on location, though. I still think there was a lot of, like, blue screen. But I could be wrong. I'll eat my words. But I much prefer when they do that. Seeing the memes comparing Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, welcome back, normies. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man to the new movies. Those movies 20 years old and look better than everything coming out today. I would agree. They do have a lot of visual style to them. Which is wild to me, given the fact that, like, you know, we're delving into a level of Marvel now where we're seeing a lot of, like, space and aliens or magic and weird dimensions and stuff like that. Things can look colorful and alien and strange. I feel like we really only got it with the Guardians movies. Especially 3. They had that whole, like, living flesh prison or whatever it was. Data vault. And it was, like, orange. I do unfortunately have to say Quantumania. But a lot of that was CGI nonsense. So didn't make a whole lot of sense. But it did have a lot of color. I think Marvel would take a hint from Star Wars, which is owned by the same damn company. Just use puppets. I know! Genuinely. Puppets look so much better. I don't know. This is... I know how I have already expressed multiple times, and always will do, that I hate Dungeons and Dragons as a system. However, if you guys get the opportunity and are looking for just a fun movie... I highly recommend watching the Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves movie. Because a lot of that movie was puppets. And you can tell. It really made it feel good. When you see a puppet instantly smile? Exactly. You know, a lot of the... Because they all have, like, sort of animal-esque species. They got, like, an Aarakocra in there, and he's like a full-on puppet. That's how he works. You can tell, and it's great. It's good. I don't know. We need more practical effects. I think CGI is great. It's good to use it, you know, for some extra explosions and some shit, but I think if they can, they need to be using puppets. Practical's the way to go. CGI is a touch-up tool? Mm-hmm. I think part of the reason we've seen a lot of CGI is because Disney did, like, juice up the CGI division, and that's why they use it so much. This is obviously several years ago, probably like a decade ago. They invested heavy into their digital art team. And that's where it went. I know we're, like, literally on a roll. Would you guys like to see this game, or are you guys good for yapping? Because I full disclosure, will be ending a little after 4. And I don't know if you guys want to see this game or not. It's cool. It's a good game. And I can still yap over the game. But if this is the vibe, I'm okay with it. At some point, it's going to be cheaper to use practical effects. New Song of Ice and... No, that's not what it is. Ice and Fire? Yeah. Okay, that is what it is. Finished filming at the end of last year, but was delayed for release until next year. Should take place 1 year setting with the night fights. Should not take 1+ years in post. Yeah, it was a song. Yeah, okay, cool. A Song of Ice and Fire. Yeah, it's not the House of the Dragon, right? Are you talking about the other one that's literally about knights? I think Disney helped fund Unreal Engine 5 because they wanted a new engine for rendering visuals for the crazy new CGI technology. I mean, Unreal Engine does, like, Unreal Engine 5 does look good. It looks really good. I think there's a lot of stuff I've seen people, like, just random devs fucking around with Unreal Engine. I have considered trying to learn it, just for my shit, for hobby projects and stuff like that. I like it a lot. It's just not optimized. Specifically used it for backgrounds and landscapes, which is what I think it is best at from what I've seen. Although it does environments, like urban environments. I've seen like really good terrain stuff. Night of the Seven Kingdoms based on his short stories. Like, okay, cool. Yeah, I see. And they're just milking the franchise, to be fair. Honest to God, I think and hone it in. It'll be gas. Be so chill with Bethesda doing the creation engine, Unreal Engine 5 thing for Elder Scrolls 6. Yes, I agree. I don't think they're going to. Personally, my bad. I just wanted to note this Oblique Occasions album down because we did listen to it in its entirety. Sorry for the audio jump scare, gangy. I was just catching up on a bunch of stuff. Let me get back to chat. And then I need... Have I already listened to something with Oblique? I have. Okay, perfect. Fantastic. Have I listened to this? I think so. I can never tell because it's all in fucking Japanese. I don't read Japanese. Okay. House of the Dragon's cooked. 2027 minimum. All momentum is dead. Cut the season in half halfway through writing for season 2 because of the strikes. Yeah. And now I'm going to be 3 years between seasons. And we left off on a whimper. Eee, that's rough. That sucks. Think it looks perfect for the Elder Scrolls? I do. Perfect amount of curse? 100% agreed. And as you and I have talked about, like, I think, like, the orcs and the Khajiit look fantastic. Honestly, the Argonians look good too. Todd, whenever he's too proud, yeah, and that's my big thing. I genuinely don't think he's gonna use Unreal Engine 5 for Elder Scrolls 6. I think he should. I think they should. Khajiit have never looked better. I agree. As a cat man, I 100% agree. But... they're sexy. Oh, whoa. Careful there. I unironically think Starfield is a good game. Yeah, I will always come back to, what is it, the Nakey Jakey Starfield? Yeah, it is. The Nakey Jakey Starfield video. I need to watch his video on Counter-Strike. The Nakey Jakey Starfield video was awesome. So if anybody wants to feel vindicated, oh man, I'm missing out on Booby Knight and the Universal Lady. Yana, ironically, yeah. All hope for Elder Scrolls 6 is lost, agreed. Wake me up when it's $5 on sale, that's how I feel about it. 90-minute video about Counter-Strike. 2 anti-shooters suffer through that. I'll give you the too long didn't watch. I got you. Starfield is one of the best single storylines you've ever experienced, and is a side quest that's never even approached in the rest of the game. That sucks. That sucks. I hate when you have a gem buried in just an absolute pile of horseshit of a game, you know? Yeah. 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 That's part of the reason why I didn't want to do. I was worried about playing Outer Worlds. Sorry, The Outer Worlds. I felt like it was going to be a game that was. It was gonna fall flat for me. I would be playing something and be like, wow, I like this part, and then everything else is just like, it's fine. Something I do still plan on giving a shot at some point, but I don't know when that's gonna happen. I think the biggest thing about it that I was not really looking forward to is that it's got like the Rick and Morty influence. We've got like the crazy scientist in the beginning, and I guess he's a part of the main plot. Cool that we're getting a second one though. Maybe that'll get the fire under my belly. It got remastered in 2023? Did it need to? It was out. It's a 2020 game. Huh. Okay. All downhill from there, yeah. Yeah, it sucks. And I wanted to be really excited for Elder Scrolls 6. But it's just not happening. It's a good Corpo spy quest line in Starfield that's also good. That's good. Like some Corpo shit. Like some espionage shit too. So that's two quest lines. Both of them are side quests. Yeah, it's not even the main quest. Winch chugs. Good God. This list is massive. Do you think the single shining beam of hope for Elder Scrolls 6 is they didn't even start working on it until after Starfield came out, so maybe they learned? Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. They could learn all the wrong lessons. That's a possibility. That can indeed be a thing that happens. But they could have learned the right ones too. I definitely think it's however much Todd is like involved. You know, I don't know much about what he's going to be doing on the project. Everyone should just make Baldur's Gate 3 clones. Yes. That was the other one that I forgot when we were talking about turn-based games. Like, genuinely, I think there's a resurgence and a desire for turn-based adventure games. People like being in menus. Baldur's Gate 3 combat was the most fun you've had in games in a long ass time. You know, I agree. I agree. I think it was tactically fulfilling. It was the most fun I've ever had in 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. Period. You can ham fist if you want, but you can also big brain it and it'll reward you, which was very much needed because it's trying to capture that same flair that you get at a tabletop RPG, you know? Yeah, exactly. It really did support an assload of playstyles. Larian, no! Larian, you can't spill the beans right now. I do still want to run through Divinity. Both 1 and 2. And honestly, good for them if they're gonna do another Divinity. Because Wizards, like, fucked them a bit. If memory serves correctly. Like, I still think an Avernus DLC would have been cool. Level, like, what, end of the game's level 12, so Avernus goes to, like, 15, 17, the highest. A long-standing agreement, Divinity. Yeah, exactly. And we do have to lock that in. I think I have them both on my computer still. No, I just have the original Sin 1. I think I had installed 2. But I'm also like totally here to slap that right back on, because I did officially get rid of Baldur's Gate 3 recently. Because I was like, it's a lot of space. I haven't touched it in a while. I don't think I'm gonna touch it in a while. So that happened. Start from the beginning, please. There we go. let's do that. Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. And then we can jump into 2 after you and I play through 1. I'm cool with that. A lot of time, like you said, I'm gonna have a lot of time on my hands, and I've talked about this I think the other day, but like I really, my desire to play single player games on my own has drastically dwindled since streaming. Is Original Sin 1 4 players? I thought it was only 2. We're definitely going to scoop him in for 2, that's for sure. I don't think he has 1. But he could probably mooch off of the Steam family. Now that I'm looking at it. But I also got to see if he's, busy. I know it's a bit of a commitment. He should be fine, but we'll link up and actually nail it down. Because I'd like to. And then I know, obviously, on stream I've talked about I do want to do Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. But I think that'll be stream, because it's obviously... Pretty sure it's not multiplayer. And it's going to be kind of fun to play it... because it's advanced D&D. It is 2-player, that's what I thought. Scoop you for either? So we'll scoop you for Original Sin 2. Because that is 4. We could also, if it wasn't, we could mod it. I don't know if I want to bother modding Original Sin 1, though. Won't be able to do the side character stuff. I think it probably will work like Baldur's Gate 3. And honestly, that's fine. Because we only did like 4 storylines? No. We did like 5. Because the only one I don't remember us doing was Gale's. I think we just up and said no. Did we? Gale's is the least memorable then. I don't even remember because like I see a bunch of people post it's like, oh, this is Mistra. I just genuinely don't remember Mistra at all. We reconciled Gale with Mistra. I don't know how. I maybe I was too high and just forgot about it. Because I was like, I remember everybody else's. I know we got a really good Shart arc. We did really well for Will. I took him to the shrine in the gate. I think it was Baldur's Gate. Yeah. Yeah, I genuinely forgot that we did that. I do remember everybody else's. And of course, I remember Oscar Silverstride's arc. Genuinely the funniest thing I've ever done. I don't even think I thought about it for very long. I just said, I'm killing myself. And everybody was like, whoa! Don't do it! Shadow Hearts VA is also in E33. Yeah! Is she the one with her dogs out? You know the one I'm talking about. There's that character with the feet out. Getting penetrated by the tentacles and then offing myself is genuinely the greatest thing I could have possibly done. It was fucking hilarious. And this is why we play RPGs. No? Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Stop. The only thing I know from that game is I know 2 characters. I know that there's a large party. I think you can have like up to 4 party members total, and then you like rotate members depending on who you want in your party. There's probably like 5 or 6, but I only know Gustav, and I know the chick with her feet. Jury main, dude. I wish this guy fucking doesn't even play anymore. He needs to. I am rethinking Sniffa. I'm rethinking Sniffa. I might have to get rid of Sniffa. This guy's supposed to be a Sea Viper main. We gotta get you on Ultra Street Fighter 4. I'm calling you. This is a call out. Look, if you wanted to play Street Fighter 6, the choice is yours. Jury's in there. They've also got Big Woman. We need a Divinity Day. Yeah, we'll have to lock down a Divinity Day. It's going to be kind of rough to have something consistent, though, solely on my work schedule. I'm going to be kind of the crux of it this time, I think, which sucks. But as long as we're cool with me, like, tapping out. It can't be Friday or Sunday, yeah. And it can't be Saturday. It's gonna have to be, like, yeah, I know. It's gonna have to be, like, Wednesday or something. But I feel like we can lock that in. Because, CJ, it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for you, right? Still? Like, as far as your good days are. Unemployed life? Yeah, dude. I'm like half there, to be fair. I'm a gig man, so that's the problem, is because I'm a gig man. So I just have to pick up what I can when I can. How long is this track? How long is, or not the track, but the album? Good, okay. I gotta pee. You get once a year, early sometime, late spring. Yeah, which is wild. It's genuinely insane to me. I forgot to mute the mic. Apologies if you heard me pee. I never know. I never know. I know my mic picks up some shit. Hang on. I have to tighten my pants so I don't have a wardrobe malfunction on stream and get my ass banned. I need new clothes, chat. At least you did get the $50 extra this time around. I'm booting this up for my last little bit. Just so you guys can see this game. Oh my god, it's got an ass load of people watching. Probably because it just came out. But you will quickly understand why I'm able to talk while we do this. No! Oh my god, I'm 3 gold off? That sucks. I guess I got a building max. Okay, well I know who these guys are because the trading card spoiled it. Alright, chat, you guys need to see this. This game's cool. We're gonna do the Spell King. I just did the blood. It did keep my stuff from the demo! Yo! This is great news. Man, I was really hoping to be the Greed King today. Blood was kind of busted. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, let's do nothing. I like nothing's kit. The only thing it reset was my difficulty. I did want to be the king in yellow. We're fighting against the king in yellow. This guy is hard. The king of progress. Where do I want? Let's try it here this time. And then I have to have men. Yo, shout out the king in yellow. Of all the eldritch entities, that's my guy. That's the one that's the coolest. Go men. I'd like to tower max a little bit more than I have in the past, but we'll see. Yeah. What's really funny is the only reason he did that was, it was supposed to be whatever. It wasn't necessarily supposed to be the king in yellow. It was just because we have a lot of, we, the players, have a lot of, knowledge and experience with the king in yellow because we had already done like a campaign for it, and so it would have been obvious for us because he was like yeah, technically if you had gotten like in there with the king in yellow, it would fuck Walker Ruby up so bad. If you had seen the yellow sign. Because it would have completely upended the campaign. Because now we had to deal with the fucking king in yellow on top of everything else. Which is why I'm pretty sure you did not see it. I am really looking forward to God's Breath. Walker Ruby is fucking helpless, dog? I know. I know. It's like every time. What's crazy is I wish you were there for the scenario where I got my fucking guts ripped out of me. Cause that shit was crazy, dude. I should have died. Chad, do we like gambling? I kind of do like gambling. Let's drop a paladin in. They were up in my guts. They were these, the creature was called, Chimera. And they were essentially crocodiles. No, alligators, because he was in Florida. They were gators that had human, like, Frankenstein parts on them. And they would literally grab you with their arms and, like, crush you. You did see a woman get turned to goop. Yep. We both saw that, to be fair. That is true. That is true. That's why I love Delta Green so much. It's just like, yeah, the most bullshit, traumatizing, like, insanity just happens. And you're just like, yeah, I guess this is how it is. Alright, what's the blessing? That was HP of the card on the target plot in the year of the prophecy. Oh, gross. Okay. Hopefully we can get the King of Nature. Declare war on the King. When do we declare war? Okay. Let's hope we get war and we'll go with the Nature because I want the mounts. He's held up very well. He still is like 69 sanity. That's very good. Although you... Did you and I think you and I had really high sanity was the thing, right? He's helpless or accustomed to violence. Isn't helpless or accustomed to violence, which is good. 75? Cool. I know I had the highest because I did that intentionally. I think I was at 80 or something. 80, 90. Whatever my 18 gives me. Yeah, this guy just gets guns. Tank unit doesn't attack but reflects all damage. Destroy target plot. Level up 2 random plots. So it's 4 levels. Unit's first hit is always a critical. Ooh, let's try that. Hold on. Let me level up this ball first. We out here in the 64 Mini Coupe, whipping it like it doesn't have 64 horsepower. Oh god. So true. Like, I feel like I've talked about this with you before, man, from Nar, but like, oh my god, I'm fucked. No! Okay, well that sucks. Oh, I guess I am up in difficulty now. Yeah, my bad. We have a scout tower already. Let's do a castle. Nature. Do stone. Yeah, literally the one guy. I would be a small car enjoyer. I'd be a small vehicle. Man, if it wasn't for the fact that, can I? Okay, I can literally only use it to upgrade the castle. If I wasn't, a tall motherfucker. Do they have converters? So the King of Progress has a guy that, converts enemies into rats and then puts them on their side. I didn't get to use them last time. Fit and appeal P50. I think the King of Greed's cooking me. Nope, no. I'm cooked. Chad, I'm actually so bad at the game. At least we'll get the Greed King. Oh, shoppy. The elves online. Maybe I didn't get a chance to really fuck around with the ballista too much, although I like the trapper a lot. This is in our pool though, so I might want to pull something that's not in our pool. And then after this, I'll look up this peel. But like, I'm a big hater of big cars. I think big vehicles suck. Increased health. Let's actually say fuck it and we'll go with the defender here. Even though I know, like I said, like all this is in our pool. Boom and then boom, maybe. Get some range on board too, even though I probably should have done the trapper. Did you fuck up your car? That's awesome. That's crazy. You did not tell me this. It sounds fucking hilarious. I assume you'll just like, you know, oh, yeah, okay. Crack down the middle? That's crazy. Just cause, too? It was just dangling in the wind. That's amazing. Yeah, I've got a part that I've got dangling right now. I need to like tape. Throw it in the ditch. You've contributed to waste. Car's completely full of furniture. Oh, yeah. I mean, I didn't assume you could do anything with that. Oh, dude. The King of Progress looks so fun. That's true. Let me look up this peel. Let me look peel. Oh my god. Oh my god. I love him. That's the greatest car ever. I would need to be in like Italy or something. They got the Rock in Appeal P50. I really could fit in that bitch. It's like a I live on an island car, you know what I mean? That'd be so funny to be driving around though. I don't think anyone using have a rear bumper from a 2010 Chevy Equinox LT for anything. Yeah, I that is a fair point. Where do I want my rats? Wherever I can. Oh, like ideally, I'd want the rats here or here, just somewhere where they can like farm levels off of things. But I didn't get them early enough. This guy still got levels? Yeah, okay, let's put them here. Go with the rats. And hopefully we can get some more values. Yeah. That would be good. You need that shit. So long as it's GM or Ford. I don't know what it is, but gang is all Ford. We've got between the Mischief Kings, if you want, you would be the 4th Ford owner. Crazy discounts from them? Fair. Fair. Towers. I'm going forward? Hell yeah. Forward tough. Nice. Man from Nara, man who knows. Oh, the thieves. I didn't think about that. Green might be my wall here. Nope, I think this is it. Nope. Oh, yep. That's it. That's the last life. Guys, I promise I'm good at this game. Take it, greed. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Give me this man. Give me this man. Array that insta-kills targets. Golden enemies drop gold. So it's all about the money. Here comes the money. Okay. Between now and the demo, they definitely changed the difficulty, which is good. Because I was all the way up to like night. I'm pretty sure I had some fucking recall shits with my fucking fusion. Oh, that's a big man. I do like the thieves. Oh. The greed music goes crazy. Hello? Strong mythical warriors for hire. Every 15 gold. Why not? Why not? Let's get some trappers on the board. Let them get set up here. Quarry's great. That's something that's probably worth investing in pretty early here. Put that in the back. Randomly money shift? That would be scary. I don't know how I would feel about that. Probably negatively, to be fair. Thief attacks always critical strikes. Yes. We need. We're getting in that back line. Oh. I'm gonna laugh. Okay. Cool. Alright, I'll have to ask about that next week. That's hilarious. Need a pickup truck for farm work? Yeah. Yeah. Don't really believe in big pickups. Certainly get Ford Rangers, Chevy S10s, or Toyota Tacomas. Got brothers in American VP with the Isuzu. She'd be disowned for getting a Toyota. Mercedes Unimog. As soon as I read Unimog, I was like, "There's a mogging joke in here," and you immediately made it. Good on you. I gotta see this. Oh my god. Oh my god. What a fucking vehicle. That's crazy. The Unimog looks so fucking unnecessary. It reminds me of the fucking Death Stranding vehicle. At least when it's got like the big camper attached to it. I love that. Unnecessary vehicles bring me way too much joy. That's how you Unimog other trucks? Yes. One of your favorite RVs ever built in terms of aesthetic? Ooh. I guess in hindsight, I didn't need this, because this just does infinite damage. A blessing. Baby boom. Of course it's here. Okay. Hopefully I can get some more thief cards. Let me look at this baby. Oh my god. I am also asking myself how. Do that. Go with this for now. I think that's all three. Oh no, it's not. Definitely want oh, when nothing is not bad. I want nature. I want nature. Goodbye, quarry. Oh, we got both back. What do I want to do here? Honestly, could just like quarry up for another earthworks. Put the Midas touch on our mercenaries. Dude, I wish. Oh, my first cooking? I guess I just missed them the whole time. Oh, I'm on. That's part of the reason. I was on super fast. And definitely give me vampirism. Throw that on thieves. This is what I want. Hopefully it'll get boars. We did not. Ooh. I feel like that would be fun for a build, but I'm not entirely sure where I want to go with that. Let's procreate. Get more trappers down, more traps. Throw the orchard. I guess here. Really hard to see where this hits. Oh, okay. I understand. I'm being a dummy. Yes, give me the land. Like quarries are meant to be destroyed. Let's wait. Go ahead and do the mercenary. There's no guarantees I'll get another earthworks, stoneworks. Let's get rid of the ballista immediately. Mine ice. This is fine, we can do this. Ooh. If I was the King of Blood, the Demon Altar would go crazy, because that kind of took me through a lot of my first run of the early access here. Also, fucking we ball. Merchant cards cost half the price? Yes, please. I wanted Earthworks. Quarry. It's rooting the fungus dudes and does not need to be doing that. Yeah, I'm gonna do the fellas again, why not? Let them build their traps. Oh, that's a wonderful email. Yes. I'm so excited. Oh, yeah, give me that. Give me the cemetery. Put the, oh shit, we need units here. Fuck. Like I gotta completely shift my strategy. This is great news. Oh, damn. I needed them there. Oh, well. But I'm gonna get the boars now. Oh no, nice. The trappers are so funny. Yep, I just don't have enough men. I need to start using towers. I think I sleep on the towers a lot. Cause I'm like, I need men, I need minions. But not all these guys are built for minion maxing. Okay, chat. That's it. I'm done. I'm going. I will see you guys hopefully Monday, but I'm not gonna promise anything. If not Monday, ideally, I think I can do Wednesday. I'll have to see. Just keep up with, you can find me on Blue Sky or Twitter. I use them interchangeably, even though I'm more active on Twitter. Speedman on both to keep up with my schedule. Orc will return in June. We will be going through the rest of his story arc. We're at least going to do the Mages Guild for sure. Maybe a couple of other side quests as we stumble upon them. And then we're going to do the main story with Orc. And I think that's it. There's nothing else I really want to do because I'm trying to, build the character as opposed to just I am myself running through the game. Because if I was doing that, I'd be a stealth archer. So that's the plan. And oh yeah, we're gonna make sure we get the conjuration fantasy down. So we have the mace. We go. Stendar blesses us with a mace. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's gonna be it for me. I will see you guys hopefully next week. Definitely June 2nd.